guys, so we are on the AimControllers EU website right now. So this is the website that I use to basically order my controller. So I'm going to go through a complete guide of what you need to know about when ordering a PlayStation 5 controller from AimControllers. I'm going to be talking about every single sort of option available here. And at the end I will show you my controller with all of these options. So lucky for you, I've basically gone ahead and tried all of the options available pretty much on my controller. So you'll probably get a very good understanding of what each of these options mean. So first of all, you could go here and click a front shell. So there's so many options you could go through with. There's a lot of really cool looking ones. There you go. I actually ended up going with this, the camo yellow. So there's a lot of options. There we go. As you see, there's also soft touch as well. So let's just choose what I actually selected for my controller. I chose this, and then you could basically go to the next part. You could select a color for the bottom part, and just so it looks nice, let's select black so that it still holds that aesthetic look to it. Moving on, let's go to the action button. So there's so many colors that you could change it. As you see, the original Sony sort of triangle, circle, X square indicators, they go away when you choose a specific color. So what I went for is this, the shell gold. So it's basically like a bullet. I just thought it looks really cool, and since I was going to use the controller mainly to play Call of Duty, I thought it's only appropriate to go with this. So the two options of that as well, like silver bullet as well as a gold bullet. And for the D-pad you have the same options pretty much, and I went for the gold as well. So moving on, the share buttons here, share and option buttons, you could change the color as well. So let's select yellow so it sort of aligns with the yellow color. And the left stick base. So the left stick base basically means the bottom part of this. So you can choose different colors. And what I actually find cool is this one, the transparent one. This is not only transparent and you could see it through into the controller, but also when you sort of use the controller, there'll be LED light and the colors would change in it. So it gives you that gamer sort of look. You'll get a better glimpse of this in the second part of this video where I actually show my controller. So I did the same for the other as well. So it's not only see-through, but also it has LED lights. I think it gives a really cool gamer look to the controller. So moving on, you could select which sort of stick you need. So you could go with the PlayStation small ones, the PlayStation medium, and the PlayStation high, and also you can even select the Xbox ones. Keep in mind you could also just select an Xbox one if you think that those sticks are better. You could just swap them out. Actually, no matter what you buy right now, you could come back to the website and actually purchase more sticks if you like. So what I basically did was I got myself a medium as well as a medium for the left stick, and for the right stick I went with a high because that's usually how the gaming how gamers usually configure their sticks. I'll explain this in the second portion of the video very briefly. So let's go with the PlayStation high. Okay, so you could also put your gamer tag on the left. So basically the gamer tag would be indicated here. I'll show it on my controller, or you could basically put a logo there. So yep, so you just go there, select the color you want. So there are 3 colors that you can get the gamer tag, and you could select the font you like. There are 2 fonts that you can choose from, and then pretty much write what you like here. So let's just write something random like that, and you could do the same for this as well. Let's just change the color of this to red and change the font so you get a better idea of how these things could look like that. And then moving on to the touchpad, you could change the color as well. So I went for black so it aligns with the controller. And this is something pretty cool where you could actually put write something there, or you could put a logo. So in my controller, I actually put a logo here. Basically, I used the QR code for my Instagram account. So if you hold your phone onto my controller, it'll open up Instagram on your phone. I just thought it'd be pretty cool. So let's just, for the sake of this random controller, just write something there. Right. So okay, so that does not look so great, but let's just leave it blank, I guess. So now we're moving on to the back side of the controller. You could either make it black or white. Or you could go with this, so it sort of gives you a grip, and I'll talk about this in the second portion, where this is actually something really cool. I think you should definitely consider getting this, because not only the color adds sort of a nice aesthetic look, but also it's rubberized, so it gives you amazing grip if you go for this, where the sort of the white patches, it gives you a grip on top of the black one. So I think it's highly recommended for me. And moving on, you also get the option to go for paddles. There are two options with this. One is the Spider Paddles V1. This is fixed, so you cannot change how they are sort of maneuvered in this, or like how they're fixed. So, or you can go for the remapping, which is what I have. So basically, it's really simple to do this. You get a leaflet when you buy your controller, and it explains how to do it. Basically, there's a small procedure involved in it, and then all you have to do is just remap it the way you like. So I would recommend actually going for the remapping. I know it's a bit more expensive, but I think it's for sure worth it, because you might regret it. If, for example, if you wanted to change the what these buttons mean, rather than just have it fixed as such. So I think it's highly recommended for you. And so moving on, you could change this as well, but I'd still recommend that you get it pre-done, right? So the remappable one, if it was up to me. So let's go with that, and that's actually what I went with. And then this is another thing that's quite interesting, and I've actually got this on my controller, the smart triggers. So if you are a competitive gamer, I'd recommend this 100%. So it literally uh, reduces the time to press the button. So if you're competitive in games and you want to sort of have an edge where you could shoot faster than the other person, I would completely recommend this. And also, it almost feels like a mouse button. I'll show you in the second portion of the video, as I mentioned before. And same goes for the smart bumpers as well. So it reduces the travel for the bumpers as well. And finally, the vibration. You could choose to not have the vibration. So what that does is it reduces 50 grams. Because of that, because of the reduction in weight, I'll recommend just sticking to the vibration in itself, because you could easily off the vibration in the settings. And also, I like the sort of weight of a PlayStation controller, and I'm not a fan of having a really light controller. But on the other hand, if you are into light controllers, you could simply go with this, and it'll reduce the weight of your controller. So I've gone with the vibration. So pretty much this is sort of what my controller looks like. And also there's a final option where you could select speedy aim. So what this means is that if you choose this, which is going to increase the price, of course, they're going to make your controller within 3 days, and they're going to ship it. So this is for people who want to get their controller as soon as possible, and they have no restrictions when it comes to money. So as you see, if you get every single thing as I've done, it gets up to a pretty high price. So, but on all honesty, it's completely worth it, at least for me, because it's I like all of these things, and this is also a brand deal, so it gives me the opportunity to actually go through all of the options and tell you which ones to get. So if I were to advise you, if you are a competitive game or if you are interested in the competitiveness, just stick to the smart triggers, the spider paddles, the remappable ones, and also uh, get custom thumbsticks, a high thumbstick here and probably a medium one here, and and, and perhaps the back grip. So these are the things that are going to help you with the gaming, whereas everything else that I mentioned before are for the aesthetics and the look. So that is completely up to you. So always keep in mind that every little thing that you change, it changes the price. So it's completely up to you how you want to decide make this. And also I will include at the end of the video a personal code uh, for my followers, where they would get a specific discount, and it'll be notified in that at the end of the video. And one lucky winner, I will be giving out a 30 euro gift card, and that will be selected within the coming months. And so basically, if you use my discount and if you manage to win my 30 euro gift card for AimControllers, you could pretty much get a controller for really cheap. So look out for those deals. So now let's get to the second portion of the video.
Okay, so now we're on the controller side. So let's first go on with the paint itself. So as you see, it's well painted, where even to my I cannot find any sort of blemishes or anything wrong with it. It's well painted. The quality of it feels excellent. And also I've gone with my gamer tag here and my clan tag here. So this sort of feels like another layer on top of this layer, so it gives that premium feel where it's sort of it's hard to actually show on camera, but rather it's layered on top of this layer, so it gives that premium feel. And also I've opted for the bullet like buttons here, as you see. I did this because I mainly use this controller for to basically play Call of Duty, so I thought it only made sense to get this type of buttons. So I think it looks really cool how they've done it. So you could see it's 8mm and so on, like they've written like as if it's a bullet. And I got the same material for the D-pad as well, and I assume it's some sort of metal because it feels quite premium. I actually like this more than the original PlayStation buttons, because it has more of a interesting feel to it actually. And then I've also got a QR code here, which is for my Instagram. While you're at it, just go and subscribe to me to find more content, if you like. So, and also I've gone for customized thumb pads here. I mean thumbsticks here. So I've gone for a mid-rise here as well as a high-rise here. So there are more thumbsticks. I'll get into it after I've just gone through the controller. And then I've also gone with see-through pieces here, where so I think it gives a really cool look where you could see inside the controller. And actually the coolest thing about this is when you turn on the PlayStation controller, it basically lights up. So the two LED lights pop out of this, and like it sort of lighted up, and it looks really cool, and it gives you that a really cool gaming sort of vibe to it. So moving on, let's go to the back, where most people are interested about this controller, where it's the paddles. At least this was the main thing that I was looking for when I came across AimControllers, and I must tell you, it's absolutely brilliant how they've done the design. Also, you could remove this and just take two of these out if you're just using only two, but in my case I use all four, and I sort of map them out to the buttons here. So I think it's absolutely necessary if you're playing a game such as Call of Duty, and if you're playing at a competitive level. So it's very important to get a high rise here as well as the buttons there. I think it helps a lot. So you wouldn't have to get your fingers off the thumbstick to press these buttons, but rather you could just press the buttons on the back. And let's also talk about the grip here. This is actually one of my favorite things about this controller, surprisingly or not. But like, the thing is that there's these little white splashes here. They're sort of rubberized, so it gives an amazing grip for the controller. So it's really good for someone who has sort of sweaty palms, or like who don't have much of a grip. I must tell you, like, it's exceptional, the feel to it. I'm trying to sort of show that it's yeah, it's hard to exactly show on camera, but this is basically a rubberized grip on the back, and it feels really nice. And finally, two other additions that I've added is the triggers and the bumpers. So if you look at these buttons, you could see that it's so much less travel than the original PlayStation 5 controller, and this makes it much faster for you to throw your grenades or your nades or whatever it is. And also, looking at this is the most important thing. I think if you are to just get a controller and you don't want to spend so much money on it, I'd suggest you basically go for a high rise here and get the paddles and the triggers. So those are the three things that are really useful if you want to sort of make a controller, a PS5 controller for competitive gaming, for sort of first-person shooter game or some sort of shooting game. Because look at the travel, it's so much less, where the normal PS5 controller goes all the way. So that's roughly about 1 or 2 seconds for a person to press it. So with this, it's literally milliseconds. And if you can sort of hear this, it sounds almost like a mouse click. So for example, I have my Razer mouse here, so it sounds exactly like that. Where, see, there you go. So it gives you that level of quickness. So overall, I think, you know, AimControllers have done really well with the PS5 controller here. So I could see so I've been playing with this for 2 weeks, and now I could see a proper difference in my gaming. Yes, I was not used to the paddles before, and this is my actually first time trying out the paddles on the back. I must tell you, after playing with it for like a couple of days, I really got used to it, and it significantly improved my gaming, and it's a lot more fun, I'd say, if you're playing at a competitive level. And also, before I turn on the PlayStation and show you the lights, I'll also like to talk a bit about the accessories that AimControl provides. So these are some of the thumbsticks that you can get. Keep in mind, you could also get the Xbox version of the thumbsticks and put them on the PlayStation 5 as well. So, for example, this is an Xbox thumbstick. So let's just pop this out and just put this in, and there we go. It's easy as that, and it doesn't come out. So look at this, I can lift the controller with it. It does not come out, so you need to put some force to remove it, which is a good thing in my book, because you wouldn't want it to remove while playing the game. But it's amazing. It's like I like the addition of thumbsticks, where you could sort of swap them out. For example, if you play with it for a long time and it sort of wears out, you could pop in a new one. And also, another cool thing that they provide is really long, high-quality braided charging cables for your controller. So as you see, this is AimController's charging cable, and I love the quality feel to this. It's high-quality braided cable. So, and it's really long. Like it's exceptionally long. So if you sort of want to have your controller connected to the PlayStation while playing, and this is the thing to go, because this controller can this cable can be connected to the PlayStation, and you could sit all the way back in the couch, and it's long enough for that. Okay, so the final accessory that I'm going to be talking about with regards to the PS5 controller is the carrying sort of case. As you see, it says tactical equipment for elite and pro gamers, Team Aim. This is essentially if you like sort of taking your controller to your friend's house, or you even like using your controller on the PC to play games. So you could buy this, and it's well made as well, and as you see, it's a hard case with a nice soft touch on the outside, and there we go. It comes with a nice sort of key tag or keychain. So let me just show you the inside of this so that you get a better idea. Right, so here we go. You could basically put, for example, some of your thumbsticks here. The thumbsticks do come in these little pouches, so you could actually fill these up with some of the thumbsticks and put them in. And you could, for example, have a sort of a cleaning cloth for your tech in there as well. Some charging cables, or even your power, in your controller cable. Okay, so this is actually where the controller goes. So as you see, there's a cutout for it. So let's put this in. There we go. So I'll put the controller in, and it fits perfectly into the sort of cutout. And I must say it's well made. So, and your controller is going to be highly secured inside of this. So now finally, as I mentioned before, I'll turn on my PlayStation so that you could get a look at the LED lights. So here we go. There we go. So the room I'm in right now is quite bright, but okay, let me sort of reduce the brightness here so you could get a glimpse of the lights as you see it. Okay, so that's the sound of my PlayStation. It's starting up. But look at that, the colors keep changing, and it for sure gives you that gamer look, you know, when you play with this controller. It's for sure a showstopper when you play with this. Right, so I'll get back to you on the other side. See ya. Alright, so now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you guys how to basically make use of all the add-ons that you can get on your controller. So I'll be playing Call of Duty Cold War. So here we go, I've put it in a custom game. So 3 things that I recommend for competitive gaming is to get a taller stick here on the right stick, and also get the triggers. So look at the difference here, where this is basically it. That's all you have to press and it shoots. And the same goes for this, so you could aim much quicker. So look at this. It's really quick. Right, so with that said, let's say if this was a game and then I had to sort of shoot while jumping, I would have to take my hand off the stick to jump, right? As you see in the game. So what you could do is you could basically program the jump button to one of these, which I have already done. So when I press this, he automatically jumps, as you see. So with that, you could basically while aiming you could jump. So look at this, while aiming you could jump, so you basically don't have to take your hand off the stick. So you could literally aim while jumping, where you don't have to take your hand off the stick. So that's one of the most important things with having the back paddles. And also it's so much easier where you could basically see, look at this, it's a lot easier to move where you always have your hand on the sticks. You could reload and do everything. So basically what I've done is I've programmed all 4 of these buttons onto the paddles in the back. Okay, so another interesting thing is that, as I mentioned before, the triggers. Look at this. So basically all you have to do is do that. Like, it does not even have to go down, and the adaptive triggers will shoot instantly. So the same goes with this. travel time is so much less than a normal controller. Let me grab a normal controller for you. So as you see, in a normal controller, you have to press all of that, right? Whereas on the aim controller, it's literally, look at the difference. So that's for sure gonna save a lot of time in your game. So it's gonna give you that competitive advantage basically. And finally, I'm gonna be showing you how to remap your back paddle. So when you buy AimController, you get a leaflet which perfectly explains how to do this. So all you gotta do is actually, as it recommends, connect the cable onto your controller. Then you got to hold the two lower back paddles for 5 seconds. So let's do that. And then the light here should there should be a red light here that starts beeping. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go, a red light just came through. So after that, what you got to do is you got to first press the button that you want to press the paddle that you want to assign basically, and then press the button that you want that paddle to represent. So in this case, let's make this paddle, the left lower paddle, into jump, which is X. So you hold that paddle, and then you hold X, and then you hold both buttons for 2 seconds, and the light there we go, the light should blink just like that. And after that, you are done. So you could keep doing that and basically set all your buttons up, and after you're done, you have to hold the back the lower paddles for 5 seconds again, and there we go, it's done. So as you see, now when I press this button, he jumps. Well, it was already assigned like that, but I've reassigned it. So as simple as that. It's really convenient, it's really easy to use. So yes, so thank you for watching. I will give you my code to basically get a percentage off on your purchase, and also one lucky winner I would be giving away a €30 discount. And keep in mind that you could actually use the 30, if you win the €30 discount, you could use that in connection with the code that I'll be giving you, so that you can get a discount. So if you combine both, you could get a controller for really cheap. So yeah, thanks for watching.